hello. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the Vultures Podcast on Earth. The necessary, unnecessary.
Okay. All right. Hello. And welcome to the Necessary Unnecessary Podcast. I'm your host, Nip Swag. Put the money in the bag, and we have a very necessary guest in the building on today. We got Lord Rab from the No Vultures Podcast.
Man, how you doing?
What goes on, my man? You know,
happy to be here on the necessary podcast because it's so necessary.
Always. So, I mean, we here at the Necessary Unnecessary Podcast are Bay Area natives, and we often would like to have Bay Area people live in studio.
Yes.
You know, so we try to catch people while they out here and be like, man, come to the studio because it's different. I've done like the Zoom thing with a couple of folks and stuff, but coming to the studio is a different experience.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Sit down, chop it up, see what's what. So tell us what's going on. What you out in the A for?
Man, out here, Lil D had his birthday party out here, all black tie affair at the bank. And then he actually did 3 events. So he did 2 day parties. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so we was out here. The Bay was out here at least 700-800 deep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
On planes, trains, automobiles.
Plus all of our brothers and sisters that's here already.
It's a lot of people out here from the Bay for sure. Yeah. They used to have a Cali picnic out here. They ain't had it last couple years.
Because I wanted to go so bad, and I never got to go to one.
Yeah, we went a few times, had booths there and everything for the podcast. I did it for the magazine. But that was definitely a great event, you know what I mean? Just to see other people. And the Bay used to be thick in there.
Yeah.
LA used to be heavy in there.
Yeah, of course.
They used to be low riding through that thing. This the Crip section, this the Buzz section.
Right.
It was like, but everybody was chilling because anybody who come out here, they just want to relax, bro. Man, got tired of all that.
That's a fact.
Whoop-de-bloop, whoop-de-bland.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So tell me what the state of the Bay is right now.
The state of the Bay is, I think it's so stereotypical to say, like, gentrified and all that. Like, I think it's a way deeper story, right? Because we always had a lot of mixed and diverse shit going on. But I think San Francisco is down to 3% black. You know what I'm saying? Oakland is down to like 20-something%. You know what I'm saying? And that's just wasn't the case, right? And so I think a lot of transplants are coming because even the people that's actually from the Bay that's not black, they still respect the culture. They still a part of us, right? And so it's just people moving there. I think it's a great place. I'm talking about weather-wise, the environment, all of that stuff. But then, like, as far as the state of the Bay, I feel like we left out of business. You know what I mean? So if you got the Silicon Valley and all of this tech going on, I don't see many people that look like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go to a Salesforce building out here, it's us. You know, if I go to a Kaiser out here, it's us. At home, that's just not the case.
So I'm thinking about it because that's a lot that happened out here a lot. Like, it's so many transplants. I think everybody's moving everywhere, doing everything at this point. It's like, do you think the tech boom is kind of what started the real gentrification out there? And then once they left a huge gap in like income. So rents is still $6,000 a month, but all the tech people that moved to Wyoming and bought them a ranch for $100,000 because they done figured out from the pandemic they could work from home. So how has it left the Bay Area sort of holding the bag? Because that's what happened with the first transplants, I think, with Silicon Valley-ish, and then everything shot up. Everything was $1 million and up. That's when $150,000 came low income out there. You know what I mean? So, and then they all left.
They left.
Soon as the pandemic hit, like, oh, we can work from home?
Facts.
I'm not finna pay $1 million for these houses that we jacked up. I'm finna buy me a house.
It's funny because I met a brother from Detroit when I had my podcast in the hood still. So we go out the back and he looks at the houses. He's like, man, that house right there, like back home we get that, 10, 11, 12,000. I said, well, that house right there is a $600,000, $700,000 house. And he was like, what? And he was just like, bro. And so I think that even because we have entrepreneurial mindsets in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like yourself, like me. And I think that makes it harder. You know what I mean? Because you have to put up your own chicken a lot of times. And if you fighting just to pay bills, you know what I mean? Like pursuing your gifts or the things you want to do is hard.
I would go a step further and say that in the Bay, we have a very independent mindset. Mm-hmm. That's like the home of independent.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
All things independent. Like that is the, and I don't even think that it stems from a place of, you know, being, it's more of a, nigga, I'm finna do this shit myself.
Right.
I ain't got time. Because that's how I started my own label, started this out of pure frustration. Nigga, I got time to be playing with you niggas. Let me do this shit myself. And I want to maintain ownership. And you'll get scoopity boop so quick trying to fool with somebody. You know what I mean? That you need to watch where the, because you'll somebody who know this much more than you, they gonna see that loophole and they gonna scoopity boop.
That's a fact. And for me, with that, like you said, the necessity of learning and having a skill set to be able to do shit. So like I tell people all the time, I just sat down and taught myself to edit. Mm-hmm. I taught myself everything. I watch tutorials. Because like you said, I don't have time to wait. And the resources ain't really there like that, because a cameraman needs how much an hour because he got to pay his rent. You know what I'm saying? So he can't spend that time with you not making enough money because he can't pay his bills. So it's like a trickle down effect. You know what I'm saying? It's really, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, it's really putting a dampening on the creativity.
Yeah. It's so hard. What do you think about, this is one of the things that I ran into when I was doing music and stuff in the Bay. I feel like the quality of our stuff, when put next to mainstream quality, you could always tell the difference. You know what I mean?
And I think that's because cats is rap hustling, right? So being that we the home of the independence, the gift and the curse, right? Like somebody said, I think Filthy Rich just was on Say Cheese, and he talked about having 150 albums, right? Somewhere else, that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like niggas ain't doing that. But we also understand the game of volume and market share. So he's putting so much music out there because he needs it to pay dividends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Detroit cats say they learned that from him. A lot of cats applied it. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that that's what it is. And as far as the quality, it's because of that. Because you're in a rush to try to get the volume out. Nobody's spending time just going through an album with a fine-tooth comb and like, I don't like this, I don't like that.
I ain't gonna even say musically, I would say more visually, because the music, I feel like it has its own, like, hyphy circuit, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, it's nationwide, but it's not nationwide. It's certain pockets. It run from Cali to Oklahoma. It run up to Seattle. It come down to about New Mexico. It hit Hawaii. You know, that's the hyphy circuit. You know what I mean? And you go nationwide. Atlanta a little bit, this, that. You know, other little places. And
that's the chilling circuit.
But you know what I mean? It's not a nationwide phenomenon, but it seems as though when other people copy our style or come out with something very similar to what we're doing, they get a whole nationwide effect.
I think it's because we so caught up in ourselves, we ain't trying to make it digestible for everybody. I think when somebody else does it, because they're an outsider, they're translating it in a different way, right? So when Drake does the motto, you're like, damn, like the beat was cool, but it wasn't even that great.
It was simple.
It was just the way that he approach the song, right? And then when you say visually, I think again it's the volume, it's how many times, like people are caught up now to that because of technology, but I'm saying we was doing this shit when it cost a lot of money to put out all them videos, and niggas was doing it, like, because you yourself, you know, of course, putting out music, that shit ain't easy, you know what I'm saying? And well, it wasn't then, and now technology has caught up, so people are like, it seems like they're working just as hard as we were. You know what I mean? Are they?
But you could shoot a movie on your phone right now.
And shout out to JT. You know what I mean? Like he came down here and went crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was doing that in the Bay, and everybody talking all. You know, he come down here. They like, what? You gonna do a movie for me? So it's like, that's what it is too. It's also, in other places, people are moving there and are bringing their skill sets and what they have, but nobody's moving to where we at. It's just too much. It costs too much money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
I came back for a little while and I'm like, this done turned into baby New York out here for real. You know what I mean? Like I was out there a couple of years. I was in a studio loft about this side. That thing like 3 G's or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
I could pay mortgage somewhere.
Facts.
And save
the money you spend on having a home in the Bay and just living, like I know niggas out here that started developments, like just bought the land and built one house at a time.
You gotta keep grandma's house in the Bay.
You gotta keep grandma's house in the Bay. You gotta keep, and that's another thing. That's an issue. I speak on that all the time. You know, for our Bay Area brothers and sisters, man, stop tweaking off grandma's house. Like, stop doing that, because I know in my family situation, that was always the central location of everybody, right? That's the Thanksgiving meetup. That's the Christmas meetup. Sure. Like, and when that shit gone, everybody start having it at their house. Oh, I got my own thing. We cooked over here. Oh, we got, and that shit is killing us.
I mean, I think that's really like a nationwide, like holidays just don't be holidays like they used to. Nah. You know what I mean? Like it used to really be lit. Like, that's how you got to know your cousins from this way and that. They would drive, they would come out, you know, and it made for a tighter knit family. It made for a tighter knit community because everybody's doing it. So I'm definitely concerned about the state of Black America and the lack of unity. Right. You know what I mean? Right.
I think that's a big thing too. I think for some reason the internet has made us more. It's like a divisive tool, you know. And I don't know if you've seen this, the Twitter shit that they was having the AI people talk on Twitter that it wasn't black people. So they got black people saying rhetoric, just random shit, just crazy shit.
I don't fool with the X. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even want to know how to work it.
They was actually investigated these accounts and saw that they was coming from China. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they typing in whatever they typing in, trying to sound, look, and talk like us. And that shit is just crazy.
I seen these little cartoons and they just be saying the wildest stuff. And the girl be like brokey and it be hella weird. It be some weird ass stuff and I be looking like, who wrote this? You know what I mean?
Right. I think the same thing, bro, because I think I don't want to be a part of the minstrel show.
Nah.
I'm cool off of that.
But we also have to be careful of the images that we taking because even if we don't agree they're being planted subliminally, you know, all down your timeline, all down your, you know, you seeing these flashes, even if it's just a second, it's going into your banks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So we need to, I don't know, what do we need to do, girl?
I think, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm focused on the youngsters. I'm focused on the kids because I'm not even really trying to change no adult minds. You know what I mean? Like people kind of set in their ways, and I really just want to be an influence over the kid. I got a lot of faith in not the YN, so quote unquote. I don't call them that, but that's what these people call them. Yeah. But younger than that, I'm talking about before you hit puberty.
Yeah,
you got to
12 is
12 is like the limit. Because I know when I was 12, I was where I was at already. You wasn't gonna change my mind.
At 12, it'd be kind of like a fork if you gonna go full throttle, or if you gonna go, you know what I mean.
And you got to have a lot of things going in your favor, right? So like. You might got sports going, that's cool. You might academically be cool. You got to have something going because that idle time is where you get influenced.
It's the devil workshop.
Yes.
My grandma used to tell me that every time before I left the house. I didn't know what she was talking about. She said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going outside." Outside where? I just said outside.
Right.
But then when my son came on and he said he going outside, I say outside ain't no destination.
Man,
where are you going?
Right.
Because I've been outside. I know it's outside.
Outside is just outside.
You going outside? No, you need a destination.
Right.
Where are you going?
Right.
You know, once I figured out what she was saying, because she would never say nothing, I'd be like, oh, I'm in the streets.
Facts.
But, you know, you need a destination, people.
Yeah. Gotta have a destination.
Yeah. So tell us about support. What is the support like in the Bay?
There's not a lot of it, just being honest. I mean, it's like this secret competition.
Glass ceilings.
I like that's the difference between what I see here with black folks. It's not like people will turn you on to something.
Oh yeah,
and they'll put you down. Like at home, it's like you know how they used to say just something simple like, hey, you know they got them clean fits over there. They don't tell nobody about our spot. So you don't want nobody else to have it. Just you and whoever that knows. So it's like some kind of exclusivity we be trying to hold on to. Gatekeeping and like, but you know people. I don't even really like to use gatekeeping because sometimes I don't think they know. I think they just it's behavioral. Like they don't know. Like it's almost like that Willie Lynch shit. It's almost like that. Yeah. I don't like myself. You know what I mean? When I look at you, I see me. So I just want to
tell this nigga.
I ain't gonna tell this nigga. I ain't giving no.
But I feel like this is how I always felt about the Bay Area. I felt like it was always a need to collectivize star power. Everybody felt like they was bigger than the program all the time, you know. But you had this person do a feature with that person, this person like this, that, third. But the collectivization of all that star power on a continual basis would be like, okay, we could get on in a way that everybody could get on and then split like the whoop. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it just wouldn't happen in like it should have been.
And I think I'm gonna blame like the 2000s because in the 90s they got together more. You know what I'm saying? Pac is in 40 video for no reason. He don't got a verse. He's just there in support of. You know, and so you could just see different people supporting different people. You don't see that now. And now we got a lot of politics too, though.
I was gonna say those two things. In the 90s, it wasn't that many rappers. In 2000, it was an explosion.
Due to the MP3, obviously. Because you can do it at the house. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, I'm gonna record me a song.
It was way more. I'm like, damn, it didn't even used to be that cool to rap in the 90s.
Man, what? That's the first. You walk in the hood and come to the turf with that rapping shit. Somebody gonna tell you, get your rapping ass up out of here. Right. We don't want to hear that shit. And that's a fact.
Right.
And I just did interview Too Short. And you got to think, he said same shit happened to him in 83. Like, he's going around, I got these raps. And he's like, man, get that rap shit up out of here, man. We don't want to hear that shit. We playing basketball. We doing this. And so, being a rapper wasn't the coolest thing. And that's a problem. Because now we're influenced by the rap and entertainment and not the streets.
Yeah.
Streets had way more respect.
The rap then came the new game. Like, it ain't much difference. And then when these rappers get caught up in some real game stuff, they go, oh, this the game.
Oh, that's for real? Yeah.
What you thought you was talking about.
Yeah.
This is what you talking about. You know, you in the game.
Facts.
At many different levels at this point. You know what I mean? But yeah. I don't know, Lord Rab. Where do we go to get some bridges built? Because really, this is what I think, honestly. Everybody chasing the same dollar. They got yen, Deutschmarks, dirham, all kind of different types of currency. And I feel like they are searching for our culture in other countries and nobody's going out there.
Yeah, man, listen. I tell everybody and I'm telling y'all, go to Japan. Like, my thing with Japan was, and I've been to a lot of places, I felt like it was the culture again. I felt like it was back in them days. Like, Tower Records still open. 5, 6, 7, 8 stories. Still open. And they in there buying CDs and physical music. It's crazy to even watch. You got them people kinking their hair up to get afros and dreads and all of this. Like, it's something special about us. It's something godly about us that we ignore. You know what I'm saying? And so, people should travel. People should get out because it's rappers right now who's was like legends in our time. Well, I won't say legends, but stars in our time that fell off. But that same music is at the same height it was in overseas as it was at the time it came out here. So, and especially hip hop. Hip hop is broad. Hip hop is universal. They love it. Like it's the biggest genre ever. It's the most influential genre ever. So like you saying, get out. Even if you still chasing a US buck, chase it here. Chase it in New York.
Right. Get around.
Just move around.
I feel like rap is getting oversaturated to the point where I think it's like the first time, and I don't know how long, that it wasn't no rap. Number ones in the top 40 or something like that. So I really think it's gotten beyond the actual music. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's focused on the actual music.
No, it's a gimmick. It's whatever gimmick you can come up with. Whatever you can do. Because it's hardly anything that hasn't been said. Right? At one point, it was shit that hadn't been said before. Like, at one point, nobody said, fuck the police.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At one point, Ascari X was talking crazy, what would be considered hate speech now. I'm saying, so Public Enemy was talking what they was talking. Everybody had a different lane. Too Short has been a pimp on record. It's not his real life, but he's been a pimp on music and talking disrespectful for 40 years.
Yes.
So it's not too many things that haven't been said, and it's kind of copycat now. So now, when everybody's got these pockets, somebody sound like Lil Baby, somebody sound like Future, somebody sound like, whatever's hot, somebody sound like them. I don't really see the creativity, and because it's oversaturation wouldn't be a problem if everybody didn't have these lofty expectations for themselves, right? Because La Russell, for instance, I talk about La Russell, Larry June, and I talk about Jack Harlow. There's a picture of Jack Harlow with 6 people in the crowd. And turn around and he's rocking arenas. La Russell started his backyard, started feeding the 5 people that listen to him. Talk to me, do this. Now we're a community. Building community instead of building fans is what changes you. Because you don't have to worry about the record business as far as, I need to sell this much, I need to do this. I don't, because I get the support from the people I'm pouring into.
Yeah. And that's why I asked you about support earlier, because sometimes it's just hard to get that support. You know what I mean? With politics, with gentrification, with this, that, with the cost of rent. Like all that stuff. Like, it is some people who are actually talented, and somebody who with way less talent will get on just because they did X, Y, or Z. You know what I mean? So I seen you on Sway, what that was like.
That was great, man. Sway is my cousin.
Okay.
But we don't never talk like that as far as that, like, because it really ain't no hookup. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to earn it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I seen that.
I had to earn it. You know what I'm saying? I done been out here as a rapper, like everybody else. That still didn't rock with me like that. You know what I mean? I mean, his platform is a little more open now, so more people come on it. But nah, man, that was great. And I
work your way up to that. It didn't look like it was
like it was forced.
Yeah, nah, at all.
And then when I got there, I noticed after I watched myself on it that I bigged up the whole Bay. I talked about everybody else, but I said that's me. Like it's my job. Like as of right now, I'm not assigned to that, but I put myself in charge of that. Like I gotta make sure we shine, and I gotta make sure they know the backstory so it makes sense. And so I want to say this here too, because you doing entertainment and this media shit is. Nothing's more important than storytelling.
Yeah.
The backstory makes everything that much better.
Media them came to new rap.
It is.
This about
it is.
10 jillion podcasts.
It is.
And people like, oh, you just started your podcast 2 years ago. I was writing for Hood Star in 2004.
Right.
I was writing for Ozone in 2008.
Right.
I had my own magazine. Like, this is a natural progression of me being in media since 20 years. Easy.
And it's like, there's room for everybody because it's angles. Like, everybody don't got the same angle. That's what I tell most of the people at home. Y'all competing against nothing because all y'all different.
Yeah.
So everybody got something different to bring.
When they would work together, it would bring different, like, you know how many different podcasts I've collaborated with in Atlanta since I've been out here, like, come on my show, come on my show, come on my show, come on my show. Let's all do a show together.
Right.
Let's do, like, I did so many collaborations out here. It's like, I'm doing one this Thursday. Like, it's always some collaborating going on.
Right.
All right, let's make the situation bigger. Okay,
right.
I'm going to put you on the flyer. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You pop up. You come through. Like, it's always moving. You know what I mean? Okay, how can we get further? Let's go out of town. Oh, I just got something out here. I put you on this out there. Put me on this out there. Oh, why you didn't tell me about that? Oh, I got you next time. Like, that's how the speed of jet is You know what I mean? Like it be networking. If you really moving, it'll be moving with you.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
So I don't know. I just got exhausted just telling that story. I've been on a run all December.
Man.
I ain't gonna lie. It's been a long year, man. But you know, we gearing up for 2026. Tell me what's going on in 2026.
Ah, man, 2026. So earlier this year, I launched another podcast with my partner Brownie Beans. So we got the bars, the Brownie and Rap show, and unlike No Vultures, which is strictly interview based, I've done nothing else on No Vultures but interviews, and so it's still the No Vultures network. So my idea was the whole time I had this thing like I need the complex. I need an Oakland version of what complex is in New York, right? So if we talking about sneaker drops, basketball, you know, whatever we're talking about.
That's the one you had Draymond on.
Yeah, I had Draymond on that one. And so with bars, we've had guests and they've been great shows, but the main thing with the show is always our banter. So it started from our phone conversations. We might have a what was better, Illmatic or It Was Written? What was better, Life Is Too Short or Cocktails? These are debates we have, or even when it comes down to life and politics and relationships, like the things that we already talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. But so who are the Vultures?
The Vultures are the ones who coming in the culture and exploiting us.
Culture vultures.
Culture vultures, right? And so I used to hear Dame Dash say that all the time. Culture vultures, culture vultures.
Yeah.
Right?
He still say
it, right? So I said, no vultures. Like, we don't want that in our community. Like, I'll tell you a perfect example. The way we sit here and talk to each other as black men, as brothers, as media brothers, as, you know, human beings, I can't, even if I notice about you and we're going to get to that somehow, I can't say, hey, so yeah, you shot such and such and such and such. That's how they open up their interviews.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you watching No Jumper, if you watching these guys with like Trap Lord Ross,
they trying to bait you into some clickbait viral type stuff, and
then what's so crazy is, as an elder statesman from the streets, they will convince the internet that you a hater. Like, no, they hating. No, like, you not from where I'm from. You don't get it, and then people gonna die. And they say, well, what about the people that come on and mess with us? Man, listen, slaves fought for master. And if another slave slapped master, the other slave's gonna attack him.
Attention is the most addictive drug right now. They don't care if it's a clan member, if they feel like they gonna get some views on their stuff or get some attention, some kinds of likes or whatever. They gonna go on anything if they that type of person. We here at the Necessary Podcast do not believe in incriminating, exploiting, or, you know, our guests. Like, bro,
that's crazy.
Our last guest was like, man, don't be afraid to ask the tough questions. I said, look, you can talk about anything you want to talk about on here, but I'm not finna ask no incriminating questions. It ain't that serious. Cause if I come on your show and you ask me some stuff that I feel like is incriminating, I might walk off.
Right, for sure. For sure. Like, bro, what's ultimately your goal with this?
Yeah. And I want to talk to a person because ultimately you are not the sum total of the couple of things you did wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'd rather sit down and have a conversation with you. We might not never get to nothing like that.
Right.
We just chopped it up and talked about some other stuff. You know what I mean? For real. Like, I don't know. I didn't know what we was going to talk about today. I said, I got Lord Rap. We finna sit down. We going to chop it up. No vulture necessary. How could you go wrong? Let's go.
Right. And I appreciate that, bro, because, and that's what I support. I don't care about your numbers. I don't care about, like, man, because one thing I want to encourage everybody is stop caring about numbers. Care about what you do. Like, and I'm going to tell you this, if there was no money involved, I would have did the same thing I did for the Bay and putting all my money in. I would have did the same shit because I filled the void and I made something happen that was necessary. You see what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have voices to tell our side and we was depending on going to, like no disrespect to him, but he admitted this, so I give him props for being a man, but my man Matt from Thizzler. So and I talked about this recently when Mozzie and Filthy Rich had their beef. He didn't post Sacramento people until that happened. So it was just always questionable to me that you was exclusively Bay Area until it came to beef. And then when it came to beef, so you try to exploit Sacramento and the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, why you wait till it was beef and not just post somebody from Sacramento because they was tight? You know what I'm saying? Why not go just post somebody from Detroit because they tight? Somebody from Dallas, somebody from, wherever. Just do it because you into hip hop and you think it's dope, right? Don't do it because you think that it's gonna warrant a response from somebody else, and then this shit gonna spill over into the streets. Y'all don't help with funerals. We don't need no backpacks in the hood. We got plenty of backpacks, but y'all don't support no college scholarships. Y'all don't. I mean, just think about if the people who use our community help send 1 or 2 kids to college every year, or just
that still ain't worth the price of perpetuating beef.
It's not.
A lot of people lose their life, and that, you know what I mean.
But I wasn't even talking about just rappers. I'm just talking about the exploitation of us. Period. Liquor stores, whatever. If they contributed to the community that they say that they are part of, things would be a lot different, right? Because a lot of the finances go to them. And so, but as far as rap, it's no excuse for that shit, right? It ain't no reason to do that.
Let me get your thoughts on a couple of things. Let's see. I'm gonna name some artists and you tell me their most necessary song. Mac Dre. Got to pick one. Got to put in the capsule and send it to some aliens.
I'm gonna go Too Hard for the Radio.
Too hard for the fucking radio.
Because I feel like Mac Dre had 3, possibly 4 careers, right? You got early Mac Dre, right? Those songs, Too Hard for the Radio, and then you had like the post-prison Mac Dre, with like
Thiz.
Not even Thiz yet, with the Kyrie
Rompilations
and shit, right? And then you had Thiz, and then his posthumous career is like, since his passing, he's become larger than life. But the reason I said that song is because when I heard it, and I heard it on the radio, maybe a mix show, it might have been the Wake Up Show, but I didn't know where he was from. It didn't matter. I felt like the music was just potent. I'm like, whoever this dude is, he popping his shit. Like he feel himself. And so I say it was that because that's what launched him into eventually becoming this legendary person, this person that ended up dropping the album live from county jail or whatever when he was in Fresno and stuff.
Let me tell you a funny story. My cousin from Richmond, we super young. He come down to San Francisco and say, "Oh, cousin, I rap." I said, "Yeah, you rap?" I said, "Okay," because I told him I rap. He like, "Yeah, I rap too." I was like, "All right, bust a rap." Listen up, I'm about to get dope. I'm from San Francisco and they made it down there.
Right.
About a young brother, deep in the game.
Right.
They call me Tyrone, I'm keeping. I said, "Dude, you going crazy. Is you serious?"
Right.
I'm like, shit, I need to get back to my notebook, man. Fast forward a few years, I said, that's the only rap he ever spit. That's not your rap, man.
That's what people used to do back in the day, y'all, too. Before all this technology.
I never bit nobody rap.
People used to always say another rap was they rap, man, before all
they hadn't made it to the city yet. We was super young, too, so I know it was like, that just came out for real.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Mac Dre. You said Too Hard for the Radio? Okay. Messy Mar.
I'ma say Say Love.
Say Love with Jay Valentine.
And the reason I say Love is because it's over here. Right? And we love Mess, and then now he on the women. You know what I'm saying? It's like we always needed that. That to me, that makes you a complete MC when you got a female song. Like when you rapping to women. Like I think everybody rapping to dudes, straight to men. Like they don't have no other dimensions. So Say Love, and also because Mess
and the women are the ones that support you.
Very much so.
I don't think I used to be doing that.
Very much so. But I would say Love for Mess because it's like that was pretty dope to me.
Okay. Got a few more. Juice. I'll give you Juice and or Bullies with Fullies because it ain't kind of.
I'm really gonna say. I want to say this about Juice because it's not one particular song sticking out to me. It's the fact of Juice moved around the way he did, right? Filthy, J Style, and these are people that's not from the city, like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Mesh, you like, oh, that might be natural, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, that might be easy for them to do. But when you start digging into it, it's like Juice was ahead of his time.
He did something real monumental. Like I told you, I was on Get Paid. It was like he had somebody from every different side of the city.
Right.
He had Killer Keys and Killer Squad. He had Jet Black. It was the Towers. It was this, like, it was like every corner of the city had somebody from there, and we was all moving together. That's when they had the whole like camouflage cover and stuff like that. So that time period, you know, it was moving monumental, and it was expanding because we be everywhere, and then people want to be a part of the movement. That's why we like, we need movements.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You feel like we fumbled the hyphy movement or no?
No, I feel like it ran its course. Because the hyphy movement, I like to call it the all-inclusive movement. And so, like me and Fab was talking about last night, it's the first time that everybody was included. Antioch was included. Fremont was included. San Jose was included. Like, when we was young, we thought the Bay Area was Oakland, San Francisco, and Richmond.
That's it.
Like, we ain't care about nobody, man.
That other stuff is the peninsula.
Yeah, we like, man, what is they talking about? If you ain't from the city, you ain't from the rich, or you ain't from the town, bro, we don't. And Berkeley, of course, because they nestled in between all of that. But we never really looked at everybody else like that. And so I think the hyphy movement expanded us. It's like, nah, y'all tripping.
San Jose.
Y'all don't know these San Jose people love y'all. Y'all don't know these people in Livermore love y'all. People in Brentwood love y'all. And so, like, when you open it up, it's like, okay, you got Palo Alto, you got all of these. So
EPA.
Yeah. You think fumbling the hyphy movement, I think what happened was, since it was all inclusive, everybody started doing it that wasn't good at it. And then we got a bunch of Mac Dre imitators. So we got a bunch of fake Mac Dre's out of that. Now, if we did make mistakes, I think it's on not evolving it. Right? So Atlanta had snap music at the same time. They evolved it. Yeah. And eventually it evolved in the trap.
But I feel like hyphy is a evolvement from mob music.
It is. It's a sped up.
But I think mob music would have lasted longer than hyphy if they would have merged the two and kept it mob and hyphy, and you know what I mean. Just
we got close right after the hyphy movement with the HBK game, right? Because I thought, for one, they brought more, because people got the hyphy movement twisted. That's not from where we from. We know that somebody that's hyphy is dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you think they dancing and playing around.
They thought it was a joke.
Yeah, you think it's a joke, but like, these dudes is like stone cold killers. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I think what happened is that it stopped being as fun and it started being more about drugs, right? But, and then the music got dated. So I feel like HBK was an update of it.
It's some classics though, for sure.
No, I mean it wasn't. No. Yeah. The hyphy movement got classics, pure classics. I'm saying it didn't keep going. Like, it wasn't like, it's like Rick Rock's the producer, right? That was leading this charge over here. You got all of these different cities and sounds, but it wasn't none of this.
That's all I'm finna say. I don't think it was the music. I think it was like the handling of it. When I remember we had a meeting, it was in Oakland, and MTV came to the Bay, and there was hella people at the meeting. Like, I just happened to be there. I'm not even trying to, do nothing for real. I just listening, but it's like all the top people in the Bay right now. MTV say, okay, we want to come, we want to cover this. I ain't gonna even name who at the meeting. Just all the top people. It had to be like 2006, 7.
That was my block. They with Sway, right?
Yeah. But I think it was just a big ass meeting, but they just wanted to feature the Bay more. They're like, okay, who doing what? That was right around the time So Hood came out. I remember that was to be on there and stuff. And I was just looking at all the people in the room, and then after that, I'm like, I thought it was up. after that. You know what I mean? Okay, we finna get on and this, that, and third, but I just feel like it wasn't carried over
and then we
capitalized
we
as
also,
it should have been.
We also didn't evolve our CEOs, right? I think the gatekeeping starts where we from, not what we think. I think it starts with the information. Right? So those D-boys who put their money up, if they were taught by the executives how to be executives, like, you know, you got a situation down here like QC, right? Coach and P. You got one who's seasoned on the music, one who's seasoned on the streets, got some paper, right? You eventually, Coach K gonna make P be seasoned. But I think we never got to that. You know what I'm saying? We never got to that because I think where we from too, a lot of people like to be in front of camera. Like, as great of a CEO he was, I think that also hindered his label, which is CNH. Right? I think CNH was a bigger star, literally, like, than his artists until they became stars. Like, he literally was the dude. Like the dude saucy.
Ice cream man.
Yeah, you can't front a dude saucy. But then you do this Drew Down thing, and he sells 70K, probably almost 300 total. Then you do this Looney's thing that goes platinum and has the biggest weed song ever, right? Now they stars.
Yeah.
So then it's like a conflict. It's like who's the, you know, and I know they had other personal stuff in between that, but I think that's the overall story of the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Or the CEO can't get off the street.
So I will say this on everything. While we sit here in politics, because we both have, you know, history in the Bay Area. It was a line in The Last Black Man in San Francisco, and he was sitting on the bus, and he heard these two, like, little valley girls who had moved to San Francisco talking bad about San Francisco. And he sat there and listened for a while, and he said, but do you love it? And then it was like, I don't know, I guess. He was like, because in order to hate it, you gotta love it. You know what I mean? Like,
real shit.
You gotta love it.
Yeah.
In order to hate it, you gotta love it, because all I've ever wanted to do was see the Bay win.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Me too.
And I'll be looking at the game, and it's like watching your favorite team. You be like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
You know, come on.
Right,
what are you doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I be trying to do what I've been in there, and a lot of times it gets so frustrating to the point, be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just play tennis."
And I think we also
Golf,
left. I think we also left out of what is winning. And I think sometimes when winning don't have a hip hop or black face, sometimes we figure out like it looks like we ain't winning. But in the grand scheme of things, we do have Kehlani. We do have her who has a festival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then see those, they take the people away from us.
Yeah.
Once they get to a certain level, they'll still rap, they'll still come through this, that, but they, you know,
But we also allow ourselves to be taken away, which we got to give more credit to LaRussell because they've tried to do the same thing with him. He said, man, Vallejo need me.
Yeah.
Vallejo need me more than the world do. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, you got to respect that for somebody to just say, hey, I'm going to create community. I'm even going to feed people who hungry. Yeah. Like, you don't even got to like my music. Just go to Momo's Cafe and eat, bro. Just tell them, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got no money and they going to feed you. Like, to me, that's what it is, like building community. But you can't even fault the people for leaving either. Because it's like, they're like, bro, I'm fighting against myself around here. Like, I gotta go get some opportunities.
I ain't gonna lie, community sometimes be your biggest downfall, for real. Depending on, you know, a whole bunch of different variables. You know what I mean? Sometimes the community will be your biggest downfall. Bro.
It can be. It can be.
You know, and you wanna help and you wanna do this, but at the expense of yourself, I'm not gonna do that at the expense of myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So tell us your necessary and unnecessary about vultures. Because they exist for a reason.
They necessary. Vultures are necessary for the ecosystem, right? That what do vultures do? They eat dead carcasses. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. And so if they playing a role, then we can use them to clean up. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all go do the shit that nobody else want to do because that's going to exist in the game regardless, right? But for What's unnecessary is what we talked about earlier with the rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? The trying to pit people against each other and invading our culture without putting nothing in it. You know what I'm saying? Just being takers and not givers. You know what I'm saying? And don't nobody owe us shit, but just, you know, if you're gonna be in our business, then you do.
We need to get paid.
We need to get paid. We need to get paid.
Because people be stealing and taking stuff. I done gave so many people so many ideas that they done made so much.
Man,
you know
bro,
what I mean?
tell me, that's
like,
the story of my life.
You know, and it's like.
But I started figuring out with that I wasn't in a realm. I was somewhere with God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, I'm not gonna even dumb myself down to say, hey, have at it, brother. Do what you need to do because I got a million of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just about the way my mind works. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it doesn't make you feel any better that it's not being appreciated either.
Yeah.
And that you taking it without telling me and putting your twist on it, that ain't cool either.
Yeah. Alright, look, man. I ain't gonna hold you here. I'm appreciating
Man, appreciate you, bro.
Coming through, man. It's definitely an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure, man.
All mine.
Let them know where they can find you at, tune in, tap in with you at.
Man, you can find me personally on all platforms under Lord Rab. I mean, that's the thing that people, y'all need to learn to brand yourself too, because being in a search engine and being able to be found is a great thing. It's something I learned over 5 years, though. You know what I'm saying? And then you can look at Bars page for the Bars podcast. You can look at everything No Vultures for No Vultures. And I've also been writing editorials lately too. Okay. You know what I mean? So I've picked that up just to start throwing that stuff out there because I don't want to be one faceted in this. So, you know, but y'all can find everything under Lord Rab. You'll see everything, or No Vultures.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get a shout out to the Necessary and Unnecessary podcast, my man.
Can I? So listen. I'm gonna say this. I want to shout out to Necessary Unnecessary Podcast, right? But what I want y'all to understand is it's very necessary for people to do stuff like this. It is very necessary to reach out to your other brothers that's doing the same thing you're doing, to other like-minded people. So what's unnecessary is pump faking and hesitating. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get rid of the unnecessary, but you gotta have some unnecessary for the balance. It just don't have to be detrimental. You know what I mean? Because ain't none of us perfect, so you're gonna have that anyway. So you could call this necessary, unnecessary, yin and yang. The concept has been here since the beginning of time, man, and I appreciate it.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. We out this morning, man. Y'all done think of a jig and it's beer.